Where are you at in terms of self-realization? It's a great question to ask yourself. Many people that I talk to, it's a question I ask just so I can get an idea on whether they realize their true nature or not, or if there's more that they need to understand or to get clarity on to make sure that they know their true nature. Often what happens is the intellect, like they might know it intellectually what self-realization is, but that's not it. Just knowing it intellectually is just like a concept, but your true nature is non-conceptual awareness. There's no concept to it. It's just a knowingness. And think about this, like an automatic knowingness. Like I automatically know that I'm a male. Other people know they're automatically a female. They don't have to second guess it or need a concept to understand that that's what they are. So the knowingness is automatic knowing of it without questioning it. You just know it. Like there's no doubt. It's automatically known. And that's the way effortless being is, which is our true nature. Everything is effortlessly known. It's just what's right here, right now, this wide open space of awareness. And when you take a look at this wide open space of impersonal awareness, this attributeless awareness, again, it's all pointers in your own experience. So you want to have your own experience of it. Self-realization, though, is not an experience. So it's not an experience in the sense that, oh, I had this experience with, like I'm enlightened or any of that. It's not that. It's just that you always were the infinite being. You always are the infinite being. Everyone is just the one infinite being. There's oneness here. There's no separation. Everything is whole and complete. And your infinite being is imperturbable, which means nothing can touch it. It's self-sufficient. Imagine that, like nothing can touch you. You're self-sufficient. You have everything. You're infinite. You always were here. You always will be here. You're never born. And you're basically the outside world in this body and in this mind and these thoughts is really just your consciousness pushed outward. That's all it is. So it's like a dreamlike state. It's as if it never happened. Once you wake up, just like with a dream you have, you see the character in the dream doing the things. You wake up, you're like, oh, that was just a dream. That never really happened, right? So in that sense, it never really happens. But everything's happening automatically anyway. So wherever you're at, there's no need for fear or panic or any of that. Everything's fine just the way it is. It's the infinite being that's really behind everything, that's running everything, that's doing everything. So there's nothing you really need to do. So as far as being the doer, there really is no doer here. It's not that you're doing it, a person is doing it. It is more infinite intelligence is doing it all, and it's almost like you're witnessing it all. You're noticing it. I guess there's a noticing. Effortless being, like you can do that right now. You can operate from effortless being. It's just noticing all the different forms arising, all the different emotions arising, all the different feelings arising effortlessly. You're not doing anything to do it. Just like breathing. I'm breathing, it's all being done automatically. There's a lot of subconscious programs running this body that we've made subconscious, meaning that we're just not conscious of it. Just like we remain as the infinite being right now, subconsciously, we're just not aware that we are. So we're just kind of making it conscious. And so when you make conscious what you truly are, your true nature as the infinite being, the imperturbable, sovereign, infinite being, the pristine, infinite being that you are, when you make that, when you know that, and you're there's a conviction, you can tell like when I'm talking, right? There's a conviction here. There's a knowingness that that's what I am. And so that is the same for you. You are that already. It's just that you're pretending like you're not, subconsciously, so that you can have this human experience. With the whole human experience is just to wake you up to the fact that you are this infinite being, this imperturbable infinite being that you always were. So you know what it's like to go on like how David Bingham brings it, invitations, or just basically your thoughts coming in. They're being beamed into your consciousness, this open space of consciousness that you are. And from the infinite being's perspective, the thoughts have nothing to do with what I am. Yes, there are some thoughts that are useful, like, oh, I got to go to the doctor, or I got to get something to eat now, or I have to go to the bathroom. Those kind of thoughts are helpful. But I'm talking about the thoughts that are speaking to what you truly are, to your true nature. Thoughts that make you limited, thoughts that don't feel good. And you have intuition. So your intuition will tell you, like, if you have a thought and you're feeling the negative emotions, like depressed, helpless, the angry, if you're feeling those, then you know that the thought that you're having isn't from the infinite being. It's from duality. It's from the separation. It's from lack. So you know that it's not you. Once you wake up to your true nature, or just realize that this is what you are. It's just a matter of realizing it. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. Oh, it's right here. It's right here the whole time. It's this everlasting presence, this everlasting existence, awakeness that's always been here. And when you realize that that's your true nature, then everything just falls into line. Infinite being takes care of everything. Everything comes to you. That's interesting. One of the videos that I did, I was looking at the ones that have the highest, views or likes. The one is people like effortless being, where everything comes to you, because people resonate with that, because that's really your true nature. It's effortless being, which thus the name of the channel, effortless being. And I like the way David Bingham says, me, I. We use that, those words, even with language, that's when we're going into duality. But really, we're just sitting here as resting as the pristine infinite being. We only go into duality, or go into the person, which is basically just a collection of thoughts. And really what you're seeing out here is just really your consciousness pushed out. It's the sum total of all of your thoughts and feelings. It's the sum total of them just pushed out here. And then that's what the experience of the character Rob and his story is having. So we know that in the world of duality, so you become an expert on what duality is. A lot of people go, well, what's non-duality? Well, in order to understand non-duality, you have to understand what duality is. Become a master in duality. And duality is just that the infinite being has separated itself and believe that it's a separate person that's identified with a body, or maybe several bodies, a body and a mind and thoughts. It's identified with certain thoughts, thought patterns. It's just a collection of thoughts. And it makes up this story about this person. So it's all like a story. So that's why we say it's dreamlike, because it's not real. It's just a story in your mind, in your thoughts. But if you look around, you get out of your head and you just become present to the moment. I like how Eckhart Tolle talks about the power of now and what's right here, right now. Your presence, he calls it presence. This presence, right? This aliveness. It's always here while everything else is going on. The thoughts are going on in your mind, in your story. But if you can just see that as a story, and to know what your true nature is, you will see that as a story. You'll be like, oh, those thoughts don't apply to me. And then any subconscious thoughts that you have, limiting beliefs or limitations about yourself, or any thoughts that are contrary to what your true nature is the imperturbable, sovereign, infinite being, the wide open, awake space. If there's any thoughts that come in contrary to that, then you can easily know it. If you don't feel expansive, you don't feel a joy, a lightness, an effortlessness, then those thoughts don't apply to you. That's just applying to a limited ego, I guess people call it ego, a limited body self, a mind-made self, a story that you've made up as the infinite being. But really, you're everything. That's the thing. You're everything. I wouldn't say you're nothing. You're no thing, because it's impersonal, it's beingness. You're everywhere at the same time. You're omnipresent. You're the awareness itself. And so you're everything. So everything is within you, because you're the space. We always pay attention to things within the space, and the mind will label it, oh, that's a tree, that's a car, stuff like, oh, that's a person. The mind does that to live in the mind duality world. You can't really have experience if there's no thoughts, right? So thoughts is what creates the experience, and the feelings is what is what motivates the thoughts and the emotions. So they're all tied together. So it's just basically knowing that, like there's a knowingness of that. So it's known that those thoughts wouldn't apply to you, any ones of limitation, like ones that say, oh, you're sick, or that doesn't apply to the infinite being. Oh, I need this job in order to make money. That doesn't apply to the infinite being. You're the infinite being. Infinite being doesn't need to scrape for money. The infinite being doesn't need to go out and hunt for the perfect relationship. You're the infinite being. Everything comes to you automatically. And it's done in a loving way, in a joyful way. When you think about love, can't help but think about Jesus Christ. Many people think about Jesus Christ when it comes to love. The love that he showed. What did he teach? Loving your enemies as yourself. So really, you become everything. You even view your enemies as yourself. So then really, do you really have enemies? Because the enemies are really you. So it's basically your thoughts and your feelings being projected out here. So you're the one causing your reality. You'll come to see that. So you cause your reality, create your reality by the sum total of your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions. And to consciously do that, to have conscious thoughts, conscious feelings, to create the reality you want in the dualistic worlds as a master of duality, you can on purpose think about thoughts that make you feel good. You can think about what it is that you want, what you like, what makes you feel good, what thoughts make you feel good. That's a good way to do it. Intuition will guide you in what thoughts make you feel good. So when the thought comes in, you can say, is this thought feel good? Is it in alignment with being the infinite being? And if it's not, then you can let it go. You can say, could I let this thought go? Would I let this thought go? When can I let this thought go? Because you have the power to do that. You're empowered. See, there's empowerment in being the infinite being. There's a knowingness that you're the sovereign and that you control it all. And when I say you, like, there is no doer here. Like, if I'm speaking to the person, there's no doer. There's no person doing it. The mind comes in and tries to take credit for everything that's happening. The truth is, it's happening automatically by the infinite being, everything that you see. And it's based on the thoughts and the karma or the feelings that you're having. Where there's an action, there's a reaction with the human body. But you can transcend karma, so there is no karma. When you're transcending it as the infinite being, it doesn't apply to you. Okay? So you become everything. Everything is within you, and there's no separation. You see, it's not like I'm here and everybody else is out there. No, it's like, it's all within me. It's all me, without the mind separating it. You can take a look right now in your own experience and just become quiet and just drop everything that you think about yourself, any thoughts, beliefs that you have about yourself, and just any feelings, just drop yourself and just become present. What's right here now? Just become right here. It's just this awakeness. That's it. Hard stop. You can pause your thoughts. It's just awareness here. That's it. Pure awareness. And that's what you are. Non-conceptual awareness. Attributeless awareness. And again, these are words pointing to it, and then you can just let them go, and then they're just a knowingness of this is what it is. So mind and words are even duality. Words are duality. You don't need words to know what you are, to function from effortless being, because everything's happening automatically already. So you're just enjoying it. You can enjoy the bliss. You can tune right into bliss right now. Just when the mind quiets and you just become still. And an easy way to quiet the mind is just become aware that you're conscious. Just focus on awareness of being conscious. That one thing. That sounds like duality because there's awareness and consciousness. But if you do it and you experience it, it's oneness. It becomes oneness. You'll have the life experience of oneness, where everything is one. And there's no separation. That you love everything as yourself. And that's another thing Jesus taught. You love love everyone as yourself. So if you loved your wife as yourself, you would never hurt her, right? Same way, if you loved everyone like as your wife or whatever, everything as you would never hurt it. You would just love it, right? And when I say love, it's not necessarily you're giving everything to everybody. Love is like the attitude of love. That's what Jesus had, like the attitude of love. That's your attitude. That's what you feel when you hold them in mind. You see them as perfection. You see imperfection as perfection. You don't see them as a frail, limited being, because you know the truth of what's behind it, that they're the infinite being. They're just pretending to be this limited self. They're just pretending to be this angry person, this depressed person. It's all pretending. And so there's compassion there, right? Because we were there too, weren't we? You might even be there now. Compassion. Because we're all the one infinite being. There's no hierarchy where one's better than the other. We're all the same. Even children treated the same. They're the infinite being in those bodies. So not even in the body, because the infinite being never enters the body. It's almost like, here's the world out here. Okay, picture the world out here, and then picture you just putting your face up against this big bubble of the world and the universe, and you're just kind of looking in. That's what the infinite being is doing, is looking in. So it never ever actually enters into it. It's just noticing and looking. There's just looking. There's looking for no one. There's just hearing for no one. There's just tasting for no one. There's just touching for no one. There's just thinking for no one. Those thoughts aren't yours. Thinking is where the duality comes in with the senses. That's a duality. And with duality, there's experience. But you always remain as the infinite being, the imperturbable infinite being, so nothing can really touch you. And a lot of people say, well, Jesus Christ, he showed the greatest love. And if you actually want to have a conversation with Jesus Christ, well, you know he's here now, don't you? You know he was resurrected. The body died, but he never died, and that's what he showed people. He's still here, as well as any of the other greats that you can think of. They're all still here. It's just that, and you can have conversations with them, so to speak. And it just depends on what your thoughts are of a conversation. Like, if you really believed that you can go down to Starbucks and have a conversation with Jesus, well, yeah, you could. But he's not going to appear to you if you don't really believe that or have that conversation with you. Could it be someone on YouTube speaking to you, that the Christ consciousness could be the same thing? Could be Jesus entering in, speaking to it? When we talk about Jesus and basically his consciousness, he's the infinite being, just like you are. And so the conversation, the communication can be there. Telepathy, it can be without words conversation. It's just, there could be just a knowingness of it. But he's not going to appear to you, of course, where there's not goodness, love, and joy. So it basically comes down to basking in your beingness. See, we go inside, there's this feeling of beingness, and you can turn the beingness on and take the attention away from the outside world and go inside, because the only true happiness there is when you're bathing in your beingness. When you're basking, like the sun is basking on the skin here of this body. There's impersonal awareness of this body. The sun, the rays, it's the same way. Basking in your beingness. The inside of you is your beingness. That's your true nature. That's what you want to focus on, is your beingness. And when you're basking in that, that's where the true joy is. That's where the true happiness. Life is meant to be fun. Just know this for yourself, that you are the infinite being. You're just having a human experience. And you can make the experience beautiful. You can make it fun, because you are the creator of your experience. You're the infinite being. Your love, your joy, your peace. And it's imperturbable. It's everlasting peace and happiness. You think that happiness is going to come from money or some kind of relationship or something like that? It's the desire. When you have the desire for something, it just means that you're in lack, that you don't really realize that you're the infinite being, that you have everything already, that you are everything, that you're the pristine infinite being, that you're not this body, you're not this mind. You have everything. You're the pristine impersonal beingness. So desire comes from lack, believing that you're not the allness, that you're not the infinite being. Some kind of belief there. You might know it intellectually, but you don't know it like you know it, like you know you're a man, or you know it like you know you're a woman. You don't know it to that degree, like an automatic knowingness. This is the best way to say automatic knowingness, effortless knowingness. I should say it just comes effortlessly. Boom, just here, quietly, easily, effortlessly, without having to think about it. Where so your thinkingness drops because everything's happening automatically. What do I need thinking for? Thinking pops in like for practical matters, like I said, like, oh, go to the store, get something to eat, go to the bathroom. For functioning in the dualistic world, thinking's good, but it's all happening automatically, and those thoughts can be delivered by the infinite being running everything. Those thoughts can come when it's practical thoughts or infinite thoughts, but desire comes from lack. And you know that too, because say you get that car you wanted, that house you wanted, that relationship you wanted, the health you wanted. Once you get it, that desire is fulfilled, there's a joy there and a happiness. The joy and the happiness that you're feeling, do you know what that is? That's just the mind and all the thoughts that you had about that desire being fulfilled finally got fulfilled, so all those thoughts drop. Poof, they're gone. And what remains is what's always been here in the background, is the infinite being. It's just being covered up by those thoughts. So those disappear, and there you feel. There you are as the infinite being, and that's the joy, that's the happiness that you're feeling. And it's always here. It's just that you're getting lost up in your thoughts and identifying with these thoughts of limitation, of desire. But really, you have all those things already. You can have the feeling, all those feelings that you think you're going to get, the good feelings of the perfect relationship, the perfect health, the perfect whatever, fill in the blank. That you can have now. You can feel that right now. And the funny thing is, when you're feeling that now, the infinite being delivers those life experiences right to you anyway. But you have to feel it and know it for yourself now, no matter, despite what you see happening in the world out here. Again, it's just a projection of your consciousness pushed out here, of your sum total of your thoughts and your feelings. But when your thoughts and your feelings are of knowing that you're the infinite being, that's what you're feeling inside. Guess what's going to be pushed out here into the world, and what kind of life experiences you're going to have. It's going to be ones of joy, ones of peace, ones of happiness. All those things that you want will be fulfilled, because there'll be no wanting. It'll just be delivered, and you'll have those life experiences. You'll have good relationships. You'll have love. You'll have anything that you need materially. You'll have fulfillment. You'll have what you need when you need it. There's a knowingness of that. Life takes care of life. There's a peace, a satisfaction, a security in that too. All those things that limited thoughts make you think that you need, but when you realize that you are the infinite being, then all those things line up for you automatically, because those are going to be the sum total of your thoughts and feeling being projected out into the world. A master of duality knows this. And then once you know this, and all thoughts are still, then what's left is just this. What's left is the true you. If you just said that I'm not the doer, and you just released thoughts as they come, don't believe your next thought, or just release your next thought, or just let go of the thought, and just let go of any limited thoughts saying that I'm this body, I'm this mind, that I'm sick, or I'm limited, or I need money, or I don't have the right thing. If you just release those thoughts and didn't identify with them, and just identify with being the infinite being, you would get there in no time. You'd be at the highest state. You'd just be the beingness. That is the highest state. There's the wanting stage, and then there's the having stage, and then there's, if you want to say in state, mind loves to talk in stages. And then there's the beingness. But again, you're always the beingness. So the thoughts are overlaying it, making it seem like you're not. Apparently, that's what's happening, right? But everything is you. Everything is one. Everything is love. You love everything is you. And you're the infinite being. You're just being. You're just noticing impersonally. There's a quiet beingness. You put your attention on that within, that quiet beingness within. Watch the love flow out. The thoughts and the feelings and the emotions of joy, peace, appreciation. You get there really quick too, just but showing love to everyone as yourself, but appreciating everything. Just looking around, looking to appreciate things on purpose, looking for fun, looking for joy. That'll get you there pretty quick. Yeah, so just release, let go of any limiting beliefs, any negative thoughts that are saying that you're not the infinite being. It's a lot of times too, people are like, well, I don't know if I'm self-realized. That's coming from lack. That's not coming from the infinite being. That's coming from the dualistic world. David Bingham talks a lot about that in his talks. Like, you can see, like, a lot of the talks that he's having when he's pointing people to their true nature as being the infinite being. Almost seems like they realize their true nature, and then you notice like a thought will come and say, oh, but I'm not really there yet, or I was supposed to have this experience. I thought I was supposed to have this particular experience when I'm self-realized. I thought it was going to be all, moments or lights going off, or and it's none of that. It's ordinary. It's just this feeling like you're the infinite being, knowing it. Just the knowing that that's what you are. You're infinite. You're not limited. You're the sovereign being, the attributeless awareness, the effortless being. That's your true nature. Identify with that. And so, that's all mind stuff being beamed in during those, trying to get people to believe that they're not. But then when you recognize, oh, those thoughts are limited beliefs, you can see the people realizing their true nature. Just through a conversation. So you can realize it just through a conversation. You can realize it just through a video. I realized it just listening to David Bingham on an audiobook on The Greatest Secret, when he said, you are the infinite being having a human experience. Boom, that just registered and everything fell into line. I knew, oh, okay, I remembered, yeah, I am the infinite being. I'm just having this human experience. And everything alignment just came right from there. So it can be the same with you. You might hear the word infinite, infinity, your true nature. Is that might be enough for you? Some people I have conversations with, they contact me through the email, through YouTube, and we'll have a conversation about your true nature. Where are you at in terms of your true nature? Start the conversation there, and then we just go from there. And we talk, and we just point to your true nature, the infinite being, or some recognize that they are the infinite being, and they're just trying to figure out how to implement that into everyday life. That's easy too, because the infinite being, everything's happening automatically. So it's just a matter of just resting as what you are. And resting at what you are is just giving your attention that you are the infinite being and knowing it and seeing it clearly. Like how David Bingham does, like, you can see, like, there's the changing and then the never changing. You're always the never changing. So knowing that for yourself, and knowing impersonal beingness versus, the world and all the action, seeing the difference between impersonal being and personal being. You see what I'm saying? There's personal and impersonal, knowing the difference between impersonal and personal with what's happening around you. And really, it's just what's happening, the infinite being doing it. So you always are that, you always were that. Just a case of mistaken identity. You've mistaken what this is, the seeing, the tasting, the touching, the smelling. You've just put a label on it as being a person named Rob with a history. I go to school here, I have this job, I have this career, I have this family, I have these. Those are all thoughts. But the reality is, it's just this. You always remain as the pristine, impersonal beingness. That's why I say, bask in the beingness and the one beingness. There's oneness here, there's a love here, there's a joy here. Life's meant to be enjoyed, life's meant to be fun. Feel the fun, feel the beingness, follow the fun, enjoy life. It's meant to be enjoyed. You are loved. Enjoy. If you need to reach out to me through email. We can have a conversation. I can point you to your true nature. I am traveling a lot. For some reason, just the infinite being has me traveling. I don't know. I'm just following the flow of the effortless being. Everything's effortlessly taking me that way. So I'll be in South Florida. Just make everyone aware. I'm available. If you want to meet one-on-one, if you feel like you need that, if that speaks to you, if that resonates with you, I'll be in South Florida in September 1st. I still have some spots for Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, and September Then again, next year in March, I'll be in St. Thomas, St. Martin, Barbados, a few other ones too, which I'll get out there. And then I'll be going international the other way. I'll be going to Amsterdam, Netherlands, and that's in the month of July. Will be a lot of countries out that way. I'll be in Berlin, Germany. I will be in Denmark, Poland, Oslo, Norway, Estonia, Sweden. So those are some of the ones I'll be in. A few others too. I put it out there. But if you're in a country that I'm not going to, let me know. We'll see if there's interest there for the effortless being. The infinite intelligence wants that to happen. It'll just move that way. That'll happen. But I'm always a phone call away as well. Just want to give a phone call. That's available as well. Just go ahead and look at my bio and my email. You can just email me or just comment on my YouTube. You know, what email, and I can put that on there. And then we can get in touch and you can find the joy of the beingness, the joy of knowing your true nature and what you truly are, all the benefits of it. Life is good. Life's meant to be enjoyed. It's fun. It's enjoyable. And, you know, if you know your true nature, I encourage you to reach out and point other people to it. Let them have the same joy that you have. That's the most loving thing you can do. The biggest, greatest purpose in your life is to share, you know, this knowledge of the infinite being with others, help others to have that same conviction that you have, that you are the infinite being, and they can have all the benefits. They don't need to be this limited self, but they can be the infinite being and have the true peace, the true joy, the true happiness that is here for everyone, the true love. And that goes a long way with people. They don't have to keep reincarnating, so to speak. It can just be right here, right now. It can happen right in this lifetime. You're the allness. Why? I mean, how long does it take an infinite being to realize what they truly are? Why wait? Why not enjoy the benefits of that? It's awesome. It's great. It's a feeling of joy, a feeling of bliss. That can be everyone's. So why not share that with other ones? If you know this already, maybe that's speaking to you. If you want to talk about that too as well, email me. If you're already self-realized and you want to, you know, learn how to speak this to others, to help others, let me know. See if I can be of help. Life's meant to be enjoyed. Enjoy your lives. Have fun. Great speaking to everyone. There's a joy in even speaking about it with other people. It's great joy. Greatest joy there is talking about what we truly are and knowing what we truly are, more importantly, and seeing how it affects the world for the positive. What a beautiful life. Enjoy life. You are life.